these settings. Let's go over the settings really quick. These are the settings that I use for my overnight trade setup with using Anubis. Let's see really quick. You don't need to care about any of this stuff, but you do need. I have secure trades false, secure every trade true. That's what I have there, and right here.
Dave, what's the difference between secure trades and secure every trade?
They kind of so a securing trade will only secure profitable trades. Secure every trade will secure it all the trades, even the ones that are in loss.
Okay, I got you. Thank you.
So like on the other side of break even, you may still have some losing trades, and if you just secure the profitable ones, you still have to
Sure.
worry about the losses, right? So
Okay.
that's how I usually do it.
Now, if you're going to do the straddle, is there any setting to make sure you set?
Yes.
I've got the one cancel, another straddle, and I have that.
Yeah. So this is, you can have that as just true or false. So I like to have it as true. So if I'm straddling like a range and it breaks out of that range and then it comes back to the other side, just, overnight, I don't want to get into a sell and a buy. So the first one that breaks out, I usually will take. That's why I leave it as true.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I would want. I'm just trying to figure out why the straddles haven't been working for me. Like they're not taking either way. So something's not.
Well, I just upgraded today to the latest and greatest 4.18. So
that came out a few days ago.
4.18?
Yeah.
I'll do that tomorrow.
Then what is it? 4.19 now?
No, that's the latest. It just came out a few days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, because you did it a few hours ago. There's a new one.
The other thing that I have is I usually keep this at 5 for PMW, and I guess it isn't really for overnight, but there's another one that I use.
Your secure trail cushion, you got that real high.
Yeah, I usually keep it like that. So
what does that do exactly versus the 0.33 default?
Just 3/4 of a price cycle. So I like to have it a little bit on the other side of the 50% of the price cycle. So
that's what it does.
Has to come back 50%. Yeah. Then it'll secure.
It's of the price cycle.
So right.
Okay, thank you.
As a ratio, just a ratio. Okay.
Yeah. So 0.75%
of
the price
per trade. Okay, where is that?
So the first thing I do is I come over here to the hour chart because that's all I really care about when I'm setting up trades. And the problem with the hour chart, or well, let me ask you guys this. What do you guys think? The initial knee-jerk reaction to the hour chart, what is it telling you? What is it saying?
Well, knee-jerk reaction is sells, but it did break the top.
So yeah, the knee-jerk reaction is sells. It's overbought, really, right? So and it's a straight vertical up, right? And if you look back, every time you've gotten a straight vertical up, you've kind of gotten a pullback to at least the 50, which is right here, right? Other than this right here, you got that kind of coming back, you got that came back, you got that came back, right? But it's still it's still holding this trajectory. I'm gonna change my color. It's still holding this, so it could easily come back. Why did I do that? It could easily come back all the way. Those are ugly lines, man. Let me clean this up. It could easily come back all the way to this point right here without breaking any structure, right?
Which is 50% of that verticality.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen overnight. But if you're in buys, if you're looking for buys, I don't know how much room it has to go other than the fact that it could find support here, right there, right? On a pullback. And so just by looking at this right here, keeping this line on that channel, or that trend right there, and right there, I could see it coming back easy to this area right here, pulling back to right there, right? And then having the question mark of whether it's gonna have continuation down or up. If it wants to go higher, then it could come up and touch the top of this. The other thing that we have to look at is, do we have any overnight news? Yeah, and Brandon, I thought about that too. I'm still on mess with Brandon colors. See, do I have any news? Spot,
You got an orange 3 a.m. on the euro.
anything else? You got the 6:30, but probably be awake for that.
Yeah, everything else is tomorrow morning. Ball game.
Yeah, so it's probably not going to move much, if any at all, right? And so I don't think that there's going to be I don't think it's going to be any big KPI. It's not going to break the top of here, nor is it going to break this, right? Or even here. So let's drop down to the 1 minute, and I'll probably just put this line up here so we can see kind of the same idea. Come on. Come on. Right about there. And let's jump over to the one. That's just the volume indicator, Brandon. So you can just turn that on or off. Trading volumes. Right, which means there's no volume right now. Not a lot of volume right now, which means it's probably not a good time to trade. Like, but we're setting up overnights, so we're going for the overnight setup. So if I come over here now, I can fine tune my exit. What is that? It's like a
No, that'll be hard.
18 pip run. It's like an 18 pip run there, so that's good. So I will probably jump into a sell when it breaks this right here. So prep sell wave.
Right. So what is the pink line?
It used to be something. It used to. I've never. It's more for like a ride the wave, but
So it's kind of
like
useless for us.
you can turn it on, but I don't use it. But it's like a close all. So if you're copy trading into a prop firm and you don't want it, and if it adds trades in the future. So hold on, let me start this. So we're gonna stand by. I'm gonna cancel this start at break line. So if it breaks down here, it'll get me into the sell. But this line right here, let's say you move this line wherever you wanted it, and you said right here. If if it comes down here in the middle of the night and adds trades and then all of a sudden comes up here and touches this line, you can use that as your close all line and it just closes everything. So if you have future trades that, if you have future trades that it adds and you don't want to be into those trades, you can't set stop losses for them. So you'd use this close all line. So you can set that in here.
That's
So
not
I'm
the
just-
case anymore, David.
It's not the case anymore, I know, but
So
you
where
can
do I
still
put
turn
it
on
if
there,
I
right?
want to ignore it?
Satellite, are you sick?
Just ignore it.
Just ignore it.
Yeah, for
I'm gonna just
straddle,
put
for
it-
straddle, you can ignore.
Put it out.
Oh,
Well, see, what happens is on my screen is I have the breakout set and I hit the prep the cell. I hit cancel to stand back at the line, but then I want to move it to where you've moved it.
you can just double
It
click it and you
moves.
get
It
these three
doesn't
little
stay
dots.
where I put it.
Well-
You need to move it first, like when you hit.
All right, there, it stayed this time.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah,
move
you
it,
have to actually-
then hit cancel.
Yeah. And hit cancel. Cancel's important. Like you said.
Yeah, cancels last, yeah.
So this is where I would go for cells if it comes down and touches that.
Okay.
If it comes down and breaks, I think I'm just a little bit close on that. But I'd also, for me tonight, I don't want to just get into one cell here. So I think I'll get in on a pullback. If it comes up to here, I'll get in right there. I don't want that heavy one. That heavy.
Now, what are you doing? You're setting a manual one too?
Yeah, but I'm gonna clear that out.
Doesn't Anubis do that though, if it won't Anubis add?
So what I'm doing, let me, 1 second, I'll tell you. So what I'm doing is if the market, if I walk away, the market does come up to here and bounces, it'll get me in and then does that, right? So it'll get me in with good PTP there. And so I'm expecting this pullback off of the bounce here, a pullback, get me in and come down, right?
And
So that's
Anubis
where
will add if
I'm
you
gonna
have apparent already like,
Yeah,
triggered.
but I thought Anubis would do that if it pulls up. I thought Anubis added.
It will if
After
it,
it triggers.
the problem is if it triggers, then I'll get in here. If it doesn't trigger, then it'll pull back and I'll get in there,
Yeah.
right? So that's that. So I'm setting it up for better PTP. That's all I'm doing. That's just a better PTP play because you still have your 0, 1, 2, 3 over here. Like this is the first time it's touching. I don't think it's gonna break through on the first time. So on the pullback, it'll get me in, and then I'll get down because I don't want to necessarily just have one trade on for an 18 pip run.
You
I'll
could
just-
have had the yellow line over there where you want
Man,
it.
I
so it
cannot
won't-
get
it
my
won't trigger right there.
screen big enough.
Yeah, the problem with that is I can't have two cell yellow lines. Because I want to walk away. I don't want to sit and watch it. So if it breaks, I want to be in, right? If it comes up and pulls back up here, this is just good PTP.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's why I'm
I
just
see
doing
that.
that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all. So
And you're only
can
adding
come
one,
back and-
so it's not gonna be heavy.
right, I'm just adding one trade there. If it does in fact come up to that.
Is
point.
it the one that is 5 pips up from where we're at right now?
No, I think it's 5 pips. It's only 1.5 pips.
Oh, it's that close. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1 pip away. Pip, hooray. So, I mean, honestly, that's as fast as I look at for my overnight trades. And the only other thing I might contemplate is it's coming down to this point. So,
Or further.
Yeah, but this is where I drew that line on the 1 hour as the KPI.
Okay.
Is that if it comes down and crosses this, it's the 50 on the 1 hour of that right there. So if it does do that,
I'm kind of looking for 50 pips out of it.
if it does come down, yeah, I mean, it could move lower for sure, but this is kind of max profit for, I think, it's just gonna come down to the 50 and we'll see, like, then it could turn or whatever. So if I was into trades, which I'm not, I would probably set a take profit here. So if I come back and check on it or check on it, I might set a take profit for this area, but that's probably not gonna happen because I'm just gonna go to bed and see what happens in the morning. So
See, I think that because of the news at 7:30 tomorrow, that it's going to come down further, so they can have another big run up tomorrow. Just, my POV.
7:30. Yeah, I'm
Central.
gonna be awake before that news. So I'm not planning on being, that's not part of my overnight trade setup.
Well, no,
So-
but I think it's going to drive it further down so they can bounce in the morning.
Yeah, so if I wake up in the morning and price is down here, I'll secure it and see what happens with news, right?
Yeah,
And who
okay.
knows, like, I don't think it's gonna cross. I'm not saying it's not, but my gut says it's not gonna cross this until you get a news, because this is a KPI on the 1 hour and we don't have anything and it has to move pretty far. I mean, it could. I think it's more likely to kind of stay in this range overnight, somewhere in here. So that's just,
Dave,
Yeah.
reasoning? What was your reasoning for that being the KPI on the 1 hour? Just so I can
we did
try to.
we did talk about it. I'm not sure if you were here. So
Okay,
but
never mind. Well, I can
No.
watch the recording.
no, it's good. It's because this is your channel
Oh, okay.
right here. And this is the 50% right here where I drew this line sitting right on top of that. And it matches with this right here. So if it comes down to this point, this is the KPI, because it's the
Okay.
50 of this move at the top of this trend line. And if it breaks this, it could have continuation, sure, and keep coming down to the bottom of that trend line, which is like what Ed was saying, 50, 60 pips with news. I just don't see it happening before news. I don't see
Okay.
this breaking before news right here, because that's a 20 pip down. And it looks like it just triggered me in to my pending order. So that's good. Does that make sense, Steve?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we just got that pullback right there. And because of that, probably because I'm in. Oops, keep hitting. This guy, I don't think Anubis is going to manage this trade, so because it's not part of the parent. So I'm just going to do a stop loss and a take profit right there. Might widen the stop just a little bit.
It triggered me into 3 trades already.
Oh, because you got
I
in.
thought I set them where you did, as close as I could see. Yeah,
So you must have set it closer.
must have been. Yeah, it
'Cause
looked the
I'm
same
still
on the
waiting.
chart, but
So I'm still waiting for this price to hit on a sell, which is Nubis
I don't get that. But
is still waiting for it to cross this. So
all
I
right.
put mine down. I put mine down there, right? So I like that setup. I don't think it's gonna come back up. I mean, it could come back up to the 50 here before it starts going down, but I didn't trust this one right here because it was the one. So that's why I had Anubis set right here, still do. But when it comes back on a 2 or 3 and breaks, it's going to trigger me in. So That's what I'm looking for. If I was to walk away and come back in like an hour or something like that, and I noticed the price just have to work up here, I would probably get into another sell, come back, have my break even here, cross my break even, and then probably secure. I wouldn't secure it because I just let it go, but I usually will take out this trade here and just let this one run. It's just better PTP. I don't want to risk this up. So I'm really light. Like I said, my max usually is probably 4 to 6 trades that I'm usually in overnight. And I try to take those like 20 pips, which is usually around 0.25%. So I just stay light because if it goes against me when I wake up and 20 pips negative, that's negative 0.25%, and I can fix that. So that's usually what I do, right? And then on the off days that you just catch a nice little runner, when you catch a nice little runner that moves, 50 pips or 100 pips, or you wake up and you can secure it, then those 4 little trades go and keep going and have yielded me 1 or 2% a couple times a month, and that's good enough, right? So that's the secret to overnight trading, is just don't put too much on that you can't recover if it goes against you 20 pips. Any questions? Now is the Q&A session. What do you got, Josh? I know you have something.
What about talent can't be used for this?
I don't know, William. Do you have an overnight setup for Talon?
You can use the same pending buys and pending sell button to do the same thing that you did. Okay, it's not that hard. Just press the
I will change the license because each time I get on, the talent is not on. When I try to
You probably need to add the URL. That's what most people are not doing. So Cliff, just go to tools.
I've done the URL before.
But do you have it
Make sure
on
that this
the
is there.
Option?
Make sure that that's on there.
Yeah, talent EA my
Yeah.
webcommunity.org. It's on. It's working.
So go to tools, options, expert advisors, and make sure that that website is on there for Talent. Like ran up there, so I'm probably gonna put a sell on right there. Probably put another one on there, get my break even there, and then if it pulls back down on the other side of that, I'll probably peel this guy off. And that'll work just nicely. Anybody have any questions about this setup? Like I said, take it on a demo account, practice for a few days. It really is no different than what we do every single morning. We just do it on the 1 minute, and we get in, get out, get done with our trades, just looking for the same type of market structure just on the 1 hour. That's all we're doing. Looking for the 1 hour market structure, playing with smaller amount of trades. So, we're only playing with like 4 trades, where in the daytime when we're managing our trades, we're definitely playing with a lot more than 4. So any questions? Like I said, we don't need to really sit and have this too long, and then but you guys got to do it. So get in a demo account, practice it until you feel comfortable with all the settings and everything, and then incorporate that into your live trading. But anybody else have any questions before we close up?
Is your stop loss, is one of them real close to the last sell?
Yeah, this guy right here, I'm not gonna this is just a default 50 pip, so I don't really want to take them past this line.
Okay.
If it does break, then we're gonna remove it, then everything will get negated, right? So if it breaks, then then it's probably gonna move up higher overnight.
Okay.
And you could put a another Anubis pending order right here, but I'm not going to. We'll see how that works. I don't think it's going to break the top. I mean, it could. If it does, I'll get out and I'll be like, 0.10 on a loss or something. But that's not a big deal for me. All right. Any last questions? Any other questions, guys? I said just keep it short, sweet, and we can do more of these. Don't need to keep you guys up all night.
Yes.
And this is how you're supposed to do it, Josh.
Is your refrigerator
overnight trading,
running?
not trading overnight. This is overnight trading, not trading overnight.
Yep.
Actually, my refrigerator is running, Josh.
Well, you should probably run after it.
Are you really laughing at yourself right now?
That's your business.
You know what? My Anubis, my trades went out. I was in 3 trades a minute ago, and now I'm in nothing. It closed.
Were you in pending orders, maybe? Or
No, because
can
I
you go to
tried
your
to
order
look I
history?
set the Anubis, and it hit on the breakthrough, and it hit 2 of them. Huh? Maybe this is what's been happening. Why it's well. Up
What's your
until
price
today, this
cycles?
was the latest version, but I guess 418 is the latest. I'm at 416, but
What's your price
It shouldn't
cycle?
be. Yeah, what's your price cycle set at?
7. I don't ever change that.
Then your goal?
Yeah, you need.
My
you need
goal is
418.
0.51,
You need 418.
and it's active.
And if you share your
I would-
screen, we can go over your setup.
Well, we went.
No,
I went through the settings with you, Colette. I'm using the ones you and I already did, and then I just checked.
Go
them
with
today.
go with 418. I don't want to have Heled talk. He sounds like he's sick.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I lost my voice.
Well, you better go find it.
Yeah, not only did it take them out, it's down 0.06, took them out at negative. So that's really odd.
Yeah, upgrade to 4.18 because that's what it was doing to me at 4.16, and so he
Okay.
fixed some bugs that were
All
doing
right,
that.
but maybe this is why I've been waking up to nothing. Maybe it's
Well,
been
that's
shutting
not
down.
true. You had your best overnight you've ever this week.
Yeah, but that was the one time, but like other times, said it's
So let's
not-
forget about the good.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was great that it worked that night, right? But it didn't work the next night or the next night.
So the nice thing about, other than just the that I put these 2 trades on, if I didn't put any trades on, and sometimes I don't, if it's earlier on in the day, I'll just find a good KPI and get in on the other side of a KPI. But the nice thing about it is that, let's say I didn't have these trades on, I have it set to here. It's not going to trigger unless it breaks, right? So if it bounces here and goes all the way up all night long, and I wake up and all it did is went up, I'm not risking anything. There's no risk unless it crosses a KPI. And that ultimately, for overnight trade setups, that's what you should be looking for, is I want to be in on the other side of KPI with confirmation. And when that happens, I have a higher chance of success because I'm following the broken KPI, right? And so that's just how I do overnight trade setups every night. Every night except for Sunday night, I get into overnight trades. So you can too. We'll see how it goes. Please, in chat, anybody taking the same trades that we're in a demo account, so I can ask you guys this question tomorrow. How did it work out for you? I was really deflated last time because I'm so excited because we all made profit and everything, and I'm like, hey, how did it work out for you? And like, nobody took it.
I took it. That was one of the nights that I took it and nothing happened.
No, I made over 1% that night that we did.
I know, but mine
so-
didn't trigger. And that
Oh,
was
gotcha,
my
gotcha.
point. Yeah, that's what's been kind of happening.
As I was so excited, I'm like, see, that's how you do it. And they're like, no, that's how you do it. It's not how we do it.
Hmm.
All right, guys. I think I'll call it. If you guys don't have any questions, just get that set up and
Appreciate it.
yeah, upgrade Donnie to 4.18.
I'm doing that right now. Yeah.
Josh, work on your joke books and come hard tomorrow with better jokes.
It's late. It's acceptable.
Hey, what is your time zone
Central.
in Austin? When does it flip to Central? Is San Antonio on Central time?
Yeah, damn near the whole state of Texas is. I think we have another time zone in El Paso,
El Paso, yeah, you got to be way over west,
but they're weird anyway.
like cutting down the New Mexico line or something, isn't it?
Yeah, we have another time zone over there.
So I'm gonna be an hour earlier next week. Ugh.
You're in Texas?
I will be on Sunday.
You coming to
So
Austin?
I'm gonna be going to San Antonio. That's where I'm headed.
Well, that's just an hour from here.
So yeah, it's not too far. But yeah,
You can go visit.
Go to the
yeah.
Riverwalk and get the
Yeah.
margaritas.
That's why I was teasing Pete. I'm gonna go to the Alamo
We
and
live
find
in
my bike.
Riverwalk.
Dave, you're an hour later, so you get to sleep an hour later.
Yeah, thank you. I just
Don't get him in that habit.
I get to sleep an hour more. Yeah, I lose an hour though. Don't.
No, instead of waking,
No, I gain an hour.
yeah, you gain an hour. So instead of class starting at 7, it starts at
Hey,
8.
it's late.
And when you make it to North
Well,
Carolina,
that's
class-
why I want to keep going to East Coast, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
then class starts at 9.
Yeah. So I just got to get acclimated to that. So I'll be excited about that for sure. You're
And
right.
then you'll want to move these community calls up a little bit.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right.
Yeah, trust us.
I think we'll end there, but you guys have a great night and we will see you tomorrow morning, guys.
Hey,
Thank
y'all.
you, Dave.
With pips in our cup.
That's
Thanks.
right. Pips in your cup.
I hope.